and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel, guys, to a heroic comeback. What have we just seen from this team? What have we just seen from Barça? The Jows are at it again. They have been at the forefront of everything impressive about this team in recent games, and today they have shone again. It didn't start well. For the majority of this game, it did not look good. We were not happy with what we were seeing, but just when you thought this stunning run of form was going to come to an end, think again. Barça have got the job done. We are going to be talking about the roller coaster of emotions we've just encountered. We are going on a journey here, and I invite you to join me every step along the way. It was a crazy game, so let's get to it. Because, okay, let's take a minute. Let's take a breath right here to just calm ourselves down a little bit and go back to the beginning of this game. Because when you're looking here at Xavi's starting lineup, obviously there were a few problems with what we were seeing out there. And of course, the first one is going to be Marcos Alonso. Now, I know why Xavi's played him, because obviously we've got to rotate at some point. You know, we can't play Balde and Cancelo at fullback every single game. But that is why that's the one area of the team I wish we had more depth. You know, I wish we didn't have to play the likes of Alonso. We didn't see Roberto today, but those are the problems that we are going to face when we do. Of course, Xavi correcting his mistake in the second half. But other than that, only a few changes here and there. It was a strong team, and we expected a strong performance. However, we were coming up against Celta Vigo, and we were coming up against Iago Aspas, who, by the way, hasn't scored this season. But when they play against Barça, they become Champions League level quality. They do. If Celta played us every week, they'd be challenging for the league title. I don't know what it is, but they just do. Because Aspas there, forcing an early save from Ter Stegen in the game. The warning signs were there. They were putting the pressure on. They were finding ways through our defence. They were targeting our left side through Alonso, and it was really not looking good. And seconds later, from that Aspas shot, a corner comes in. We don't deal with it. The goal from Celta, the first one, it's a mess from Barça. We do not clear our lines. There's several opportunities there where we don't get the ball away, and in the end, it falls there, the ball. Koundé can't quite intercept it. Strand Larsen, he's in on goal. Wonderful finish, you got to say. Really clinical finish there. Ter Stegen cannot do anything about that. And inside 20 minutes, Celta Vigo had the lead. And honestly, guys, Barca were shell-shocked at that point. I really do believe that. We were very much there on the ropes, even after just one goal. We were very disorganised. There was huge gaps in our defence. We did not look like the kind of team that we'd seen over the past two games, and they had big chances in this game. There was huge opportunities here. You look at this one, Oriol Romeu saves us. Wonderful block tackle there to stop us from going 2-0 down, and Ter Stegen, several key saves in this game. Really big ones here. One coming in, header on goal. He gets a fingertip on it. Again, in that instance, Oriol Romeu is there from the rebound to stop the ball again, and these were key moments in the game because Celta could have gone further ahead. They probably should have done, and Barca really riding our luck. But it was interesting because in the second half then, Xavi did not hang around, did he? In terms of his substitutions, in terms of changing the team, we'd already had one change in force, midway through the first half there. Frenkie de Jong unfortunately coming off injured, Gavi coming on in his place, and that was a big blow there to lose Frenkie, who was struggling for most of that first half with a problem. And then at half-time, on came Ronald Araujo and also Lamine Yamal, with Marcos Alonso and Oriol Romeu going off there at half-time. And I think actually there from Xavi, at the very beginning of the second half, and only one goal down, that was a pretty drastic double change at half-time, because what that meant effectively was that we changed shape quite dramatically, because as you can see right here, Cancelo basically became a midfielder. That is what we saw right the way through the second half there. It was a back three centre-backs there, Araujo, Christensen, Koundé. Koundé wasn't playing at left-back. It was very narrow defence, Gavi, Gundogan, Cancelo then, and four forwards. Xavi basically said, you know what, let's get attacking players out there. He left Ferran on, João Félix alongside Lewandowski, and then Lamine Yamal from the right-hand side. And I didn't feel as though we found Lamine Yamal all that much, especially when he first came on to the field. And Xavi didn't even leave it that long before he made another change. When he actually, I think think said, you know what, we're still not attack-minded enough. I'm going to take off Christensen, and I'm now going to bring on Balde. And that made it even more interesting, because then for a certain amount of time you were thinking, okay, is that still a back three? Are we then relying now on Balde as part of that back three? Are we now going to shift to a back four? But both of those fullbacks, they were bombing on. So Xavi here, very, very early in the second half, he went for it. And for a lot of the second half, I was kind of thinking, what are we doing out there right now? Because at times Barca looked as though they weren't really sure what system we were playing. It did look a bit of a mess. You know, some players were in midfield who weren't usually there. A lot of players there in attacking areas, but not really able to link up and combine. It did all look like a bit of a mess, because we didn't really create all that much for a lot of the second half, because the one big chance came through Ferran Torres there. That actually came from a Celta Vigo mistake. Gundogan plays him in. He's through on goal, and this is Ferran. This is the new Ferran. I thought he was going to score. Really did. He puts it wide, and the problem for Barca was they couldn't sustain attacks. With this system, with all that attacking attitude that we had, we weren't able to really pin the pressure on Celta, because every time they got the ball, they countered us. They were able to come forward, relieve that pressure, and that's where the second goal came from. And that is when I thought, honestly, guys, we're done out here. And I know many of you felt the same. You know what? We have had it today. We have not been at the level we needed to be. Celta, we're just waiting to open us up, to expose all of that space. They did it several times in the game. And at 2-0, 81 minutes gone, that's the scoreline. We were losing. It was looking so negative. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you have quality attacking players. Because at any time, doesn't matter what the system looks like, doesn't matter what the game has done up to that point, they can flip that switch. They can suddenly spring into life. Because João Félix, he kicks it all off there, and they assist to Lewandowski. Again, we're talking about this combination. Again, we're talking about this partnership. But the flick over the top, it's wonderful. It is absolutely sublime. Félix playing in Lewandowski. Wonderful finish again from Robert Lewandowski. Lifts it over the keeper. He makes that look easy. It is not, by the way. That is a really good goal. Under pressure. And suddenly then, we've got a bit of belief. Great atmosphere inside the stadium there. Really ramped up in the final minutes. And then we're thinking, okay, could we do this? We are back in the game. And then, even more magic. Rafinha plays in João Cancelo on the right-hand side. And this, for me, is such a clever cutback from Cancelo. Again, he was everywhere in that second half. He was in midfield. He was in the forward line. He was playing as a winger. He was everywhere. And he cuts this back so well because he does it with pace. He pulls it back with real pace to Lewandowski. And that means he can finish it first time. The ball is so good, he's just got to redirect it towards goal. And bang! We are 2 goals apiece with a few minutes to go. And suddenly then, it kind of felt like the PSG game, whereby we got the start we needed, we got the goal, we were back in the game, and there was no stopping us then. It felt as though somehow we were going to get that ball in the net. Somehow we were going to make this comeback. And that's what we did. Because the ball that comes in from Gavi here, the way that he angles that cross is absolutely magic. It's in swinging. It is begging someone to make a run, take a risk, get on the end of it. And would you believe it? João Cancelo, he is the man. He is everywhere. He is incredible. He is inevitable. What a goal. What a team. What a comeback. We've done it, and I am absolutely shocked, and I shouldn't be shocked, because this team has character. We are willing to fight, we are willing to work, we are willing to go until the very end. And today, when all hope looked lost, when we hadn't really played well, let's be honest, guys, this was not a game that we were in for much of it. But when it mattered, the quality rose to the top. The players that we have now are capable of turning any game on its head. And João Félix was involved again. Lewandowski back among the goals. And the match winner, the man who is everywhere, João Cancelo, completes the comeback. And just wow in the end, guys. I'm getting my breath back here. I'm taking a little bit of time to recover from all of that. Because I really am stunned. I think the comeback today is so important psychologically. We know in the last 2 games we've been brilliant, 5-0 victories. We've been absolutely swatting aside our opponent. But today, we had to dig deep. We had to really work hard for this. The game seemed to be gone, but these are 3 massive points, especially ahead of the Madrid derby tomorrow. Real Madrid there, travelling to Atletico Madrid. The pressure now is on them. We've done our job. Somehow, we have done our job. And please just let me know know, guys. Let me know your reaction, your feeling. When that winner, when Cancelo's goal hit the net, what was your reaction? What did you do to celebrate that winner? Do let me know all of your thoughts down below. Absolute pleasure again to be here, to be reacting with all of you guys today. It's a special win. It's a special moment. And hopefully this season, it is one of many. I will see you guys soon. Thanks as always for your support. But until next time, as always, it's João Cancelo's special day.